tell the good people who watch this show what Quincy Avery said about Trey Lance recently.
Well, he says the 49er organization has someone who's really special. Jordan Elliott has this long breakdown on Niners Nation. And, he's talking about Trey. He says Trey's just starting to get off of rehab. He's starting to throw to his full throwing regimen, being able to take his drops and throws. We'll be getting together pretty soon here. So I'm just here to help, trying to get him back in a rhythm, throwing comfortably and doing things the right way. Um, and then he said, I think people got an opportunity to see some flashes in the Bears game. The weather is what it is. However, you still started to see some things. You saw the deep over. You saw all those things that he can do as a passer. I think everyone knows he's going to be tremendous running with the football, but he's going to continue to evolve in the passing game, do a better job in terms of his timing and the rhythm of his drops. The more reps he gets, the better he's going to play. And I think people are going to be reminded of why he was the number 3 pick overall in the draft. He's one of the most positive guys. Trey is one of the most positive guys I've ever had the opportunity to be around. He's just singing his praises here for sure. But I think people need to be reminded, that Trey Lance, is a phenomenal prospect, and to trade him would be risky at this point, to say the least. But it sounded like John Lynch was intimating that that's what I got out of it, that he was intimating that at least that's a possibility.
Yeah. I just want to Quincy Avery's point, like, it may never work out with Trey with the Niners, but they're not going to be in a position to get a quarterback as talented as him for a very long time. Nothing against Brock Purdy. He may be their guy, but there's a difference. And if they get rid of Trey Lance, they're going to be bringing in someone in their mid-30s who will have a year or two left, who frankly doesn't have the full skill set that Trey Lance has. Doesn't mean he's a good quarterback. But if they want to really swing for the fences with someone who's got the full skill set at a young age, this is their guy. There's no one else. This is it. If you want to really swing for the fences, give it a shot. Find a way to give this project a shot before you abort it before it even gets started. It's too bad. It shouldn't come to that. I think it's like a no-brainer. When you've given up 3 first-round picks in a third, you shouldn't have to tell you this. You should want to at least see this through at a certain point. Like, even the Warriors didn't give up 3 first-round picks for James Wiseman. The Niners are even more invested in Trey Lance than the Warriors were in James Wiseman. Give him a 5th game. Start him week 1.
I don't feel comfortable. If John Lynch asked me, what do you think? I would say I'd be intrigued by what you could get, because if you're really committed to going with Brock, you want to surround him with the best team. But you could look so bad, and I believe so much in this kid that I don't think I would be willing to trade Trey at this point. Now, the 2 quotes here that are just have to be stated from Quincy Avery. He says, Trey is one of the most positive guys that I've ever had the opportunity to be around. He's honestly one of the best people, hardest working, most prepared guys that I've ever had an opportunity to be around on a day-to-day basis. I think that him being in the offense with Kyle Shanahan, the things that they're going to ask him to do, his personality and his work ethic, he's going to be a perfect match for that. And then he went into detail about how meticulous Lance has been in his preparation for this upcoming off-season work that he's doing with Avery. He said, just thinking about some of the things we're doing this off-season, I've never seen somebody have such a robust list of things they want to work on and improve on. He's really difficult on himself. I think that is something that should be cherished. Someone who is that hard on themselves, that critical of themselves, and someone who is on such a pursuit of greatness. He cares so much about the game, cares so much about his ability as a quarterback. Those things are what make him who he is as a quarterback. So, this just tells me everything, Grant, that I kind of know about the kid, which is that this is the right person. He today may not be the right quarterback, but it's a process. And as long as they are patient with the process, I think there's, gold at the end of this rainbow. I really do.
I just don't understand how they went from last year being like, Trey's our guy, Trey's our guy, Trey's our guy. Jimmy, we don't even want him to practice. Brock, he's a nice little 3rd-string quarterback, maybe a backup in the future, but Trey's our guy. Then he breaks his ankle, and a year later, the Niners are like, yeah, that just didn't work out. Hold on, that doesn't make any sense. It seems like you guys totally changed your tune. Why? I mean, it was a fluke injury that happened, right? I mean, people break bones all the time, right? I mean, don't you want to see what he is before you trade him? It seems like this is very interesting. Either Quincy Avery is pumping him up for the 49ers or pumping him up for the next team. I don't know.
It is interesting, and Avery also says, Grant, that that the people who are doubting Lance, he says, "Hey, I think that can be fair criticism just because you haven't seen him play enough." But the 49ers are getting one of the hardest working, most talented guys I've ever had the opportunity to be around, and I've been around some great ones. The 49er organization has someone who's really special. So yeah, he's pumping him up. The question is why? Is he pumping him up because he really believes it and he's trying to warn the 49ers don't trade this guy? Or is he an agent for the Niners pumping him up so they can get a great return in a trade? I don't know.